We got a very nice email from Alpha Blob. Hello, Crisis Crew. Just writing in to let you guys know of some info that I think would be relevant to the Time Crisis universe. Firstly, RM, Kim Namjoon of BTS shared Capricorn on his Instagram story. Attached pic. I was aware of this. A friend of mine sent me the screenshot of the Instagram story, which I think I shared with the crew.
You did, yeah.
And that was very exciting to know. RM is not only a member of BTS, my understanding is that he's a major creative force in the organization. Maybe like one of the songwriter, producer, because they're very involved in making their own music. So I've always heard specifically things about RM and RM's creativity, so I thought that was cool. Congrats on this long overdue TCU crossover. Especially notable is that RM is currently conscripted and is only allowed a small time of phone time at the end of the day and is using part of that time to find and listen to VW's music. And this part is wild because I didn't know that when I first saw it.
Yeah.
I was aware that part of why BTS is on hiatus is because certain members are doing their military service. And I don't know a ton about it, but like my understanding is that in Korea there's, K-pop star or not, like you do your service and you do it for real.
Did we not talk about this with a alt timeline of Built to Spill? This sounds so familiar.
It was a Freaky Friday.
This is news to me.
I think we may have done we may have had a Freaky Friday where Doug Martsch of Built to Spill has to go do military service in Korea. That sounds vaguely familiar, but yes. I guess I'd heard that members of BTS, of course, as South Korean citizens, had to go do their military service. But you hear something like that, you don't really know what it's like necessarily. And then a friend of mine sent me a picture or a video of RM seemingly in like the military marching band playing saxophone, which as a fellow saxophonist, I salute him. But suddenly seeing that, I was like, oh, this is like serious. I don't know. I guess you could imagine not knowing a lot about the culture. Like, okay, the big star has to do their military service. They're going to be kind of like posted up in some like office job. But then seeing him in like this, like, I don't know, everything about it just like was very, seemed very serious.
He's doing boot camp.
Yeah, he's kind of doing boot camp. And to get this email, which I guess the BTS, who notably have extremely passionate fans, they know all about this stuff. So it's not just that RM is in the army, but is only allowed a small amount of phone time at the end of the day, implying that, yeah, I guess that makes sense. If you're running like a serious military operation, you can't have everybody posting all the time or even looking at their phones. So anyway, that was a touching detail. That's cool that RM was throwing on some VW music and posting about it.
He's just like lying on his cot.
Yeah,
it's just like a giant room
boot camp.
Yeah, just a room with like 80 guys in it.
I think it might be like that. Like, yeah, they're like no special favors for the stars.
Just like Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, intense. I mean, it makes me really curious. I wonder if there's like a documentary or something about this mandatory military service. Like, what does it look like? What does it feel like? I'm very curious about it now. But anyway, shout out to RM for using that small amount of phone time to check out Capricorn and post. Contrast, back to the email, contrast this with Doug Martsch, who is currently not performing forced labor, and as far as anyone's aware, has not yet listened to OGWAU. This information can be expressed by the data in the chart seen below. And this person made a chart, BTS Idaho, 0 acknowledgement for Vampire Weekend. BTS Korea, 1.
Yeah, the name of the chart is BTS Appreciation and Acknowledgement for Vampire Weekend.
We've only got any love for Korea. Okay, look, fair enough. And no diss to Doug Martsch. I don't expect him to be checking out OGWAU or know the dubs or be a fan. I wonder if, do you think I'm closer in age to RM than I am to Doug Martsch? Can I get a number crunch?
I bet Doug Martsch, that's tough. You're 40. Doug Martsch is probably like 53
Okay, he's 54.
All right,
Yeah.
RM is 29.
Okay, you're
So
closer to RM.
Yeah, I'm closer in age to RM. All right, so
29's kind of late for mandatory military service. I'm surprised he didn't check that off the box when he was like 18, 19, 20.
I wonder if it's some in at the buzzer, like maybe. I wonder if you have to get it done by the time you're 30, for instance.
Yeah.
And maybe it's like you got this, like you start this band, you're grinding, you're like, there's really something to this. I really think BTS could be big. Then you get huge, focused on your music, you become one of the biggest artists in the world, and then you like realize like, oh damn, I've only got a year and a half left to do my military service.
Between 18 and 35.
I mean, Elvis did his military service in the 50s and he was born in the 20s too. So he must have been, I think he was born in the 20s.
Might have
maybe
been
he was born
late, yeah,
maybe he was born in the
he's
early 30s.
He might have been in his late 20s or something. Okay, so I guess in a sense RM is not waiting until the very last minute, but maybe he feels like we got BTS to such an amazing place. We can handle 2 years gone. And I'd rather do this now than, I also wonder if it's like, I'm sure it's really hard, but maybe I wonder if any of these guys feel like, you know what? My military service is very hard and challenging, but honestly, it's a relief from the pressures of superstardom.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
K-pop system is that's a boot camp in itself.
Right. I wonder if they'll come out of that just like feeling relaxed. Who knows? I have no idea. And then back to the email. Relatedly, on the topic of forklift certification, another member of BTS Korea is legitimately forklift certified. Suga?
Suga, I think.
Suga has what's called a Class 1 driver's license in Korea. This allows him to operate vehicles which include, but are not limited to, passenger cars or buses with seating capacity of up to 15. That's good for driving the guys around. Trucks with a maximum loading capacity of 12 tons.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Motorcycles up to 125 cc. Don't have a lot of context for that. And forklifts with a maximum loading capacity of 3 tons. Additionally, Suga acquired his license not because of a gimmick, but out of necessity. He worked a number of part-time jobs in the early days of BTS to make ends meet, in his own words from an interview in 2021. When I had my part-time work at 20, our team was on the verge of being broken apart. The label barely had any money left. It was a really bad situation, so we were unsure whether we could debut. So I thought I should do anything I could. Obviously, everything worked out in the end. Thank you so much. This is from Alpha Blob, who's been loving OGWAU. Really enjoyed the TC and Austin visual episode. Hope you guys are well, and thanks for reading. Thanks for your great email, Alpha Blob. And for future reference, when the dubs go back to Korea to perform on Music Bank or guest on Su Chwita, the name of the city is pronounced Incheon, not Incheon. Oh yeah, because I was probably talking about playing that festival Pentaport, which I thought I thought was in Incheon, but now I know it's Incheon. That's also where like the big airport is. Thank you for that great email. And, Doug, I would appreciate if you check out OGWAU. I think you might like, honestly, OGWAU is the dubs album for Doug Martsch to check out. If I had to pick one out of the 5.
Well, this or Father of the Bride? The last two.
Yes, but I would still start with this.
I think he'd like the guitar tone on this.
Oh, for sure. I think you would love the riff on Classical. Like
I would hope so. I like Built to Spill.
Doug, put the whole Discog on shuffle and just see what speaks to you, man.
That's
Nice.
true. All I'm saying is check it out, Doug. You got a lot of fans over here. But again, don't feel no need to keep up with the other BTS. You do your thing. I am closer in age to RM. You're out doing your own thing. I totally get it. Anyway, we'll go out with the song that RM posted about. This is a band originally from New York called Vampire Weekend with a song from their new album, Only God Was Above Us. It's called Capricorn. And RM posted it on his stories. We'll see you next time. Check it out.